Morning. Why are we so? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live and online. We're making a cameo this morning on Sunday morning early. I missed you yesterday morning and I didn't want to leave you without a live for the weekend, so we are cameo appearancing this morning, bright and early. This is the last Sunday of March, right? It's Easter next weekend. I think it's Palm Sunday today too. So happy Palm Sunday, everyone, and happy Passover season for anyone who is celebrating Passover. Good morning, Janet. I'll let everybody catch up with the fact that we are live and online. It's bright and early. I'm going to start our podcast recording. Can you tell I need more coffee? Good morning, podcast listeners. In case you don't know, if you do miss the live on video, if you miss Coffee Chat Live, we do record the raw audio as a podcast, and then we put it up on our podcasting platforms, so you're welcome to listen if you can't watch after the fact. We also put the video up. No, you didn't miss me. So I wasn't feeling well. We're going to talk about why. So I wasn't feeling well like Thursday, Friday, and yesterday I was really in no shape. I called Tracy early in the morning and just said, it ain't happening this morning. We'll just have to go live tomorrow morning. So I'm fine. I had a headache, a really shitty headache for like 3 days. No, it's not COVID, everybody. It was food sensitivity stuff, and I need to be more careful, and we're going to talk about all of that because it kind of relates to something I want to cover with you guys this morning. So anyway, I'm fine, and we're here, and we're not going to miss the weekend, so here we are. So let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about you taking care of yourself. So last week on Saturday morning, we talked about what it means to watch for triggers and how when you're taking care of yourself and you are coming from a place of peace, you're much more able to maneuver and navigate triggers, and you're also in a better position to be taking care of yourself, right? If you are, so I introduced the 10 things, which I failed miserably, okay? This is my chart for last week. You can see there's one day filled in, which was Monday, and I only made 70%, and I failed miserably for the rest of the week. Miserably failed. So Jennifer gets food-related migraines. Jen, so you know what I'm talking about. Some brutal shit, those food sensitivity things. And can be avoided if I'm just careful and if I'm taking care of myself and doing the things that I need to do. Anyway, so last week we talked about the 10 things game, which you can find this chart. You can actually find a blank chart. You can find a blank chart for yourself on the workingsinglemom.com in the free download section. And what I was encouraging you guys to do is play along with me, and you assign yourself the 10 things. And this would be 10 things that if you are doing those 10 things, you feel like you're really knocking it out of the park for yourself. Like you feel like you're totally focused and you're on point and you're coming from a place of peace and you're grounded. And then you score yourself on the daily about getting them done. So stuff on mine is like do my prayer work and read for an hour and keep my desk clean and use a to-do list and make sure the bed is made and the kitchen counter's clean and clean my desk and do my gratitude list and take my vitamins. Simple stuff, all right? These are simple tasks that should be easy to do. And as you can see, I was a failure last week, a huge failure. So, on Thursday, I woke up with a migraine because I was not being super careful about what I was eating. And I was not coming from a place of peace. I was not coming from a grounded position. And yeah, so then I ended up, feeling like shit for Thursday, Friday, and into yesterday morning. And then it took me yesterday to get my bearings back. So, case in point, when you are not taking care of yourself, you suffer. And you might not suffer a food-related migraine, but you're going to suffer either you being a reaction and pinging off the walls because you're not coming from a grounded place, or you're going to wear yourself out, or you're going to get sick, or you're going to be overtired and snappy, or you're not going to be at your best. And Tracy, who's on here, who works with me on the Working Single Mom, and she's one of my very best friends. We've been friends for almost 30 years. And I was talking to her yesterday morning about, what is happening and why it happened. And I recognize that we have to be vigilant. We have to have vigilance for ourselves and what we need to take care of ourselves. And so I looked up the exact definition in the Oxford Dictionary of vigilance, and it's keeping careful watch. So you have to keep careful watch over yourself. You're the only one that's going to do that. Nobody else is going to keep careful watch over what's good for you and what's not good for you. And I don't think that we as parents, because I know there's some gentlemen, there's some dads that hang out with us here at the Working Single Mom on the page and watch the show. So whether you're a mom or a dad or whatever the case may be, if you don't take the care for yourself, if you don't make sure that you have what you require, nobody else is going to do that for you. If you're not vigilant about making sure that you have what you need to be your best, nobody else is going to do that for you. It's nobody else's job but yours. I don't think I can say that strongly enough. And this is something that I'm learning myself. And obviously we talked about taking care of yourself last week and how it prevents you from being a complete reaction and allows you to respond to things because you're coming from a place of peace and you're feeling grounded and whole and solid. And so when life is pinging things at you and you're receiving stimuli, you're able to respond to that instead of react to it. So I knew this last week. I pinpointed it with you guys. I talked about it. I said how the 10 things game makes it easy to figure out the 10 things that we can do that make us feel like we're taking care of ourselves. And I encourage you to play this game with me. And as you can see, I failed. So I'm going to start again tomorrow. I encourage you all to start with me. And score yourself. So if you think that you're taking care of yourself, if you're listening to me right now saying, oh, Noelle, you don't know what you're talking about, I take excellent care of myself, I'm always coming from a peaceful and grounded place, then play the game with me. Write down the things that make you feel grounded, whole, and like you're on solid, you're on a solid foundation. Make a list of those 10 things, and then play the game with me, okay? And let's see what happens next week when you have to score yourself, right? Let's see how you do. So I can just tell you, as astute as I am and as many years as I've spent on self-introspection and working on myself and all of that, and knowing what I need to do to take care of myself so I don't get sick or feel like shit or bounce off walls in a reaction, I still failed miserably. Okay? So this is a process. This is not like I'm going to solve this immediately. I'm going to solve this in a day. This is a process. You've got to stay vigilant about what you require for yourself, whether it's drinking your 8 glasses of water, whether it's doing yoga, whether it's locking yourself in the bathroom for 5 minutes with a cup of coffee so nobody's hounding you or bothering you, whether it's not looking at your cell phone when you first wake up, to give yourself a few moments of solitude. Whatever it is for you, nobody can say what it is for you except for you, right? I don't know what your 10 things are. You don't know what mine are. Well, I shared some of them with you. So let's do this. Let's say that the first 5 people to say that they're going to play the game this week and email me your 10 things, we'll send you a swag bag. All right? So you can email me at noelle@fortunatopartners.com. It's in the About section of the Facebook page. So the first 5 of you to take on the challenge that you're going to play this game with me for the next week and give me your 10 things, I will send you a swag bag. We have some cool working single mom swag stuff that we give away, and we haven't done a giveaway in a while. All right, so that's the first part of our conversation this morning, being vigilant about taking care of yourself. Everything else comes from that. You can't even begin to create the life that you want, navigate things the way that you want to, do the work that needs to be done. Christopher Holt, hi! Sorry, that's one of our faves, and I haven't seen him in a while, so I wanted to say hello. Okay, so you can't even begin to take care of yourself or do any of the work that we talk about. You can't even begin to do that unless you're taking care of yourself, right? If you're sick and you're not feeling well and you're not drinking your water and you're bouncing off walls, how the hell are you going to even work on the principles and tools that we talk about all the time? How are you going to do that work? You won't be able to do that work. If you can't even get yourself centered and grounded, you won't be able to move anywhere else. We can't even talk about the law of attraction or anything like that. We can't talk about any of those things if you're not taking care of yourself. Good morning, Lynn Marie. So let's start to set up a vigilant watch about how you're caring for yourself and how you're taking care for yourself. And I know a lot of you will say, Noelle, I don't have time for that. I have little kids. They're always at me. They're always on me. I'm telling you right now, and I learned this the harder way, okay, because my kid's now going to be 20. If you don't take the time and carve out the time and eke out the time to take care of yourself, if you don't enact certain things for caring for yourself and making sure that you're coming from a place of peace, you're not going to be the best parent that you can be. You're not going to be the best business owner that you can be. You're not going to be the best worker that you can be, or the best friend, or the best spouse, or the best partner, or whatever else that you need to do in your life. You're not going to be able to be at your best unless you're taking care of yourself first, okay? My mom literally died at 75 because she did not take care of herself. And she was the original inspiration for the working single mom. She was a working single mom. She was a badass. She did amazing things. She was a teacher. She was a metaphysical teacher, a prosperity teacher. She was a life coach. She was an amazing lady, and she died way too soon because she did not make taking care of herself a priority. And so, if I can learn anything from that and take anything that maybe she left for us to focus on, it would be this. It would be that you've got to be vigilant about taking care of yourself. Whatever that means for you, yoga, walking, watching your food, drinking your water, saying, doing your prayer work, writing in a gratitude journal, whatever the case may be, okay? We don't want you to be gone 20, 30 years too soon because you didn't take care of yourself. So let's be vigilant about that. And a good way to set yourself up to look at it is to play this game with me, to play the 10 things game. The second thing that I wanted to address with you this morning is, what are you expecting? Because your expectations set the limits for your life. Our expectations set the limits for our lives. And you will get what you expect. And this, goes into the whole law of attraction and all of that. But before, we're going to we've been talking about all this stuff since November. Now we're going to kind of reset. For those of you that just joined the coffee chat show, or you're not familiar with the conversations that we have or all of that, we're going to start at the beginning again. And we're at the start of the second quarter, and we're going to go through this again. We're going to start talking about all these different levels. So the first place to start is taking care of yourself, because you can't you can't get anywhere new if you can't at least come from a place of peace. So let's see. Dia is saying it's very difficult when you work multiple jobs and by the time she gets home, she's just spent. Dia, I get that. I worked multiple jobs as well when Antonio was small and I didn't have child support and I paid for everything myself, and I totally get it. And what I'm saying to you is figure it out. Find a way to get yourself whatever it is. If it's 20 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, get up 10 minutes earlier in the morning, stay up 10 minutes later at night, or find some way to put it into the middle of the day. I get that it's difficult for those of you that are doing everything yourself and you don't have help and you've got little kids. I understand. I lived it. I get it. I did not do a great job of taking care of myself, but I gave it every effort, and I would end up getting up, a half hour earlier than I needed to just so I could have that time for myself. So I understand that there's a lot of reasons that your mind will tell you why you can't possibly take the time to take care of yourself. And what I'm saying to you is you cannot possibly not take that time. You can't not take that time. Because if you go down, everything else around you goes down. You've got to find a way to keep yourself whole, healthy, happy, and on a strong foundation. So, hand in hand with that is the question, what are you expecting? Because your expectations set the limit for your life. So if you are expecting that you will never find the time to take care of yourself, you won't. If you are expecting that you're never going to get ahead with your finances, you won't. If you are expecting that things will not turn out, they won't. Okay? You get what you expect. So these are just two things I want you to be focusing on. As I said, we're going to reset. Second quarter starts next week when we have our first coffee chat of the new quarter. And we're going to go through all of these things that I talk about again, because I cannot say them enough times, and repetition is what's going to make it stick for you guys, right? Like all these different principles and tools that I talk about. So be vigilant about taking care of yourself and for yourself, whatever that is for you. And an easy way to track it is to play this game with me, okay? And simple things are on mine, right? Like make the bed and write in my gratitude journal and say my prayers in the morning and keep the kitchen counter clean and keep the living room clean before bed. And, there's a couple of things that when I come down in the morning, if all of those things are done, like if my desk is clean and the kitchen counter's clear and the living room is in order, it gives a different start to the day than if you come down in the morning and everything is just a mess, right? And yoga in the morning and taking my vitamins. Now, in my opinion, it's kind of sad that I have to take my vitamins on this list, but I do. And as you can see, I epically failed last week. So if you started to play with me last week and you didn't have a good week, don't worry, because you had to have done better than me, because I had 70% one day and pretty much a 0 for every other day, which is like beyond an F minus. All right, if there's such a thing. So you just have to keep starting. Like every day is a new day, right? If you had a bad day, if the day was a failure, just begin again. And don't make yourself wrong for not, doing it. This is going to be a process. You're not going to all of a sudden go from someone who wasn't taking care of yourself at all to someone who's taking great care of yourself and everything is groovy. It's not going to work like that. It's going to be stops and starts. It's going to be, you're going to catch yourself. It's going to go like that. Okay? So one place to look is, what are you expecting? What are you expecting for yourself? Dia, my email is, Tracy has put it in the comments, and it's also It's also in the About section of the Facebook page. Someone's talking about organizing your wardrobe for the week and what's the best way to do this. You know, Tina, or whoever just said that to me, who said that? Lynn Marie. Maybe that could go on your list. Maybe it could be, to pick out or organize your outfit for the following day, the day before. And maybe that's one of your 10 things. Or maybe you could take time on the weekend to kind of look at what the week is going to bring and set clothes aside, that are going to work for you, whatever that means for you. But if setting up your wardrobe so that it's easy to get dressed and get yourself ready, if that's one of the things that you can do to take care of yourself, by all means, figure out a way to make it a priority on the daily for the next day. Or on the weekend for the week ahead. And Christopher is pointing out that meal planning for the week is a good idea. That's a great idea. And for somebody like me that has all these weird food sensitivities right now, it's the age. I'm going to be 53 this year. I have to give some thought to that, like the whole food situation, because there's very little that I can eat. And when I don't eat like I should, I end up with a migraine. So, yeah. So I am not the poster child for self-care by any means. I am absolutely, though, the one raising the red flags about self-care, because I understand how important it is. And what happens when I don't do it is I end up losing like 3 solid days of just being able to do next to nothing because I have such a catastrophic migraine. So Tracy talked to me yesterday a lot. We talked a lot in the morning about, what can I do to make sure that this doesn't keep happening. And we came up with the word, being vigilant, and we came up with vigilance and being vigilant. And we agreed that I would talk about it this morning. And so vigilance and being vigilant is keeping careful watch. And I don't think I could say that any better. Keeping careful watch on your behavior and how you're taking care of yourself and what you can do to take better care of yourself. As vigilant as you are for your kids' safety and for the well-being of your family or your friends, or as vigilant as you are about your work or all of the things that you really give a shit about, I bet you're pretty vigilant about making sure that everything that those things need, they have. And I bet you're pretty vigilant about making sure that your kids are eating and having enough water and getting enough sleep and all of that. What if you were that vigilant about yourself? Imagine that. So stay vigilant this week in taking care of yourself. At least be vigilant about watching what you're doing with that. I encourage you to play this 10 things game. Really, I do. Because it's going to really give you a picture into what's happening. Because if you put 10 things on that list, and those 10 things really are, for you, what it means to take care of yourself, and you come back, and we come next Saturday morning, and you literally have had like 30 or 40% all week long, that's going to tell you a lot, right, about how you're treating yourself, okay? So, also look at what you're expecting. And I would like you to write that down. I would like you to write down just start looking at, like when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what am I expecting today? And just make a note of that. Like, let's just start to see what's in your head when you wake up, okay? What are you thinking about? What are you expecting for the day? Are you expecting to be overtired? Are you expecting to be, for things to be in chaos? Are you expecting the best day you could possibly have? Are you expecting that you'll have the time to take care of yourself that you require? Are you expecting that you'll have no time for yourself? Are you expecting that you're going to be rushing around all day and everything's going to be stressful? Start taking a look at what you're waking up into What are you doing to yourself when you first, before you even put your foot on the damn floor? What is going through your head? Are you waking up and like taking a breath in the bed and thinking about what you appreciate and the possibilities that exist for the day? Or are you laying there like, oh my God, I'm behind on this and I don't, oh my, what are you doing? What are you doing to yourself before you even put your damn feet on the floor? What is happening? Okay, because whatever is happening there sets the damn tone for the whole rest of the day. And then it perpetuates, right? It rolls. You would think that it would be so simple to make a to-do list on the daily, right? And you would think it would be so simple for me to do yoga. I don't even have a little damn kid anymore. The kid's 20. He doesn't even live here, okay? I have nobody bothering me in the morning. You would think it would be so easy to do my yoga, read for an hour, keep my desk clean, write my damn gratitudes, make a to-do list. You would think that these things would be so simple. Yet I failed. And I was trying. All right? I mean, I wasn't, okay? So if you feel like a failure or you feel like you're not doing a good job, I am the queen of failing right here, okay? And I'm the queen of doing a terrible job this week with the whole self-care program. So I am the poster child for failing this week. So I want you to do what I'm doing. I'm going to get a new sheet. I'm going to start tomorrow. The chart starts on Monday. It goes through till Sunday, okay? So by the time we meet next Saturday morning on Coffee Chat, you will have gone through, you'll be on your sixth day, and you can share, how that's going, okay? So if you have a bad day, just give yourself a score, 1 to 10. If it was a 20, it's a 20, and start again the next day. This is a process. You're not going to solve anything overnight. You're gonna keep trying, and we're gonna keep taking the next step, and we're gonna keep doing the next best thing, and we're gonna keep having the next best thought, and so on and so on. All right? So start with keeping a vigilant watch on how you are treating yourself, what you are thinking, what you wake up expecting, and what you are doing to take care of yourself. Okay? All right. So those are my 2 big points for this morning. I'm not going to keep you. I'm sure everyone's got plenty of things to do. I will see you next Saturday morning at 8:30. I'm sorry for the switch back to Sunday morning early this morning, but as you have heard, I was not the queen of self-care, and I ended up with a food sensitivity headache. Anyway, so keeping it real over here at The Working Single Mom. Visit us at theworkingsinglemom.com. The first 5 people to email me and decide to play this game with me, email those 10 things to me, and I will send you a swag bag. The first 5 people, all right? Visit us at theworkingsinglemom.com. There should be a blog up there for me from this past week, and so check that out. We have bloggers. We have fresh blog posts every day. So check that out. We have writers writing for you, and there's lots of great positive content. Angie, hi. Lots of great stuff on the site, theworkingsinglemom.com. There's also a free download section where you can find this chart and a bunch of other stuff that's free, downloadables for free. So go check that out. And we also have a newsletter. We do a newsletter twice a month now. We don't sell the list. We don't give it away or anything like that. It's a protected list. It just stays with us. You can go to theworkingsinglemom.com and click sign up for the newsletter. And that's the only place that I'm blogging. So I blog, it comes out in the newsletter twice a month, and then it goes onto the site. And that's the place that I'm writing fresh content right now. As I said, we have lots of great people on the blog. We're also looking for a couple bloggers. We're looking for a food blogger. We are looking for a beauty blogger. And we are looking for a craft blogger, a do-it-yourself blogger. And I am also taking a couple of clients again by request. So you can check out theworkingsinglemom.com and check out the coaching tab, and you can see how that works. And I guess that's it. So you guys have a great Palm Sunday. Happy Passover to those of you that are celebrating that. And next Sunday is Easter, but I will see you on Saturday morning at 8:30. We're going to say goodbye to our podcast folks. All right, so if you missed Coffee Chat on video and you don't have time to watch the video, you can listen to the raw audio of Coffee Chat. It goes up as a podcast. Momentarily, it will be up there if you want to hear this again, or if you only caught half of it or something like that. So we'll see you next Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. Love you guys. Have a great week. And remember, if you feel like a failure, just start again. That's how this works. It's a process, and we'll get there together. All right. Bye.